Hey guys, to make this a little more spoopy, I am going to film this with just my lamp on my desk. Alright, so I'll get right to it. We're going to talk about the Blair Witch Project. So, the Blair Witch Project is about this group of college students who decide to go to a small town and do some, just investigation of the Blair Witch. And let's see, I'm gonna look it up. I mean, they made one in 2016. And that one looks like utter trash. So I'm gonna talk about the 1999 one. And basically, supposedly based off true story, and a bunch of college kids, and it's pretty impressive. They just had, a few cameras and stuff like that, nothing fancy, no CGI, which I really loved. That kept you guessing. And basically, they wanted to explore this urban legend, and they interviewed, of course, the locals who are like, you know what, you guys are stupid for going to these woods. Don't do it. Just turn the hell around. But no. Did they listen? Of course they didn't. They didn't think it was real, and the ghost hunters they were, they want to debunk the myth. So, basically, they go into the woods where disappearances have happened, and one by one, they slowly get picked off. At first, it's all fine and dandy. They have enough food to last them a few days, enough food and water, but then, of course, they get lost in the woods because, like any good horror movie, they get lost and they can't find their way out. And they go around in circles. If you're walking in the forest, you know that you're more susceptible to walking in the woods. And you're trying to get somewhere, but you end up in the same spot you were a few minutes ago. Because everything looks the freaking same sometimes. That's why you find a river, if you can, and then you follow it to civilization. Or just, keep on following it, and you'll find something eventually. And yeah, they basically get lost, and they find these piles of rocks, kind of like graves or something like that. And then they also find these these creepy stick figure things that just hang from the trees. And they're just all over the place. And what I really like about this movie is that you never see the witch. Never. You just see them get picked off one by one. You see them, get dragged away, or there's one part where you see, they find their friends, a part of his scalp on the ground with some hair. I mean, they find that. And there's a lot of swearing. Oh gosh, there's so much swearing. And if you're not a fan of that, swearing every 5 minutes or so, especially when they're desperate to find their way out, then you probably wouldn't like it. But yeah, basically they find this house. Yeah, real original. This creepy ass house in the middle of the woods. There they explore it. Well, their friends are in there. So why not? And they never find any of the bodies of their friends. That's the thing. They don't. And the ending is very. Basically, the story goes that if you don't look the witch in the eye, she can't do anything. Or she forces you to face a corner. And at the end, the most creepy part, well, for me, was whenever the girl like went downstairs, like I think there was like a basement or something, and her friend had his back to her. He was in the corner, and he would not reply to anything she said, and she drops the camera, and then that's basically all you see. It's sort of like Paranormal Activity, but in the woods, and it's so great. Like, just the way they do it with the limited stuff they have is just amazing. And then the tent scene was my favorite as well. One of my favorites. Where basically, like I said, they're in a tent, and here's like rustling, like the tent is being like shooken. Like him, it's like, damn, this witch is strong as fudge. Like, oh my gosh. She really can shake this tent. Wow. What would you like if she was at this party? Just shaking it up. Okay, I'm not making sense. Well, so yeah, like they probably thought it was a bear or something because it was just like that much of like violent, movement. And basically they go out, and of course they don't find anything. And what I also like about it is let's start 45 minutes, which it's not. I mean, like it slowly builds up. Like, of course, they get their stuff ready. You see them like introduce each other, and then of course they go to the town, talk to people, and of course they don't heed the town people's warnings. Like per usual. Locals are like, stay away. This place is cursed, but they're just a bunch of dumb college students. Not all college students are dumb. I'm a college student, and I'm not the smartest, but I ain't no dumbass. But yeah, that was just, a joke. So don't get too triggered, okay? Okay. So yeah, called a Blair Witch Project, and it's psychological horror because you don't see any monster whatsoever. It leaves you guessing. Like, you have your imagination to understand, like, what the witch is. Like, you get to make it up. That's the best part of a horror movie, where you use your brain to figure out what terrifying thing that is stalking you in the woods. What thing is dragging your friends? What does she look like? Or what does he look like? Maybe the witch is not she. No one knows, because no one's seen the witch, because they haven't lived to tell a tale. No one knows except for this footage. I mean, obviously it's real, but it's based off true stories. Like, oh, we found this recording, and somehow miraculously it still works, and we are somehow showing it to you now. So yeah, basically that. Well, I'm gonna go. I hope you like my not introduction, a little explanation of the story. And the budget, get this, according to Wikipedia, the budget was only $60,000. And for movie making standards, that's pretty impressive. Very low budget. But they masterfully, did this. And of course the camera shook along and stuff like that, because, just a few cameras. I mean, they didn't really have a fucking tripod. So yeah, they just, with limited stuff they had, it was just really outstanding, just the way they did this. And the characters, I mean, like maybe you really get to know the characters real well. It's just kind of not very in-depth. Just joke around a lot, and then, you go crazy, and touch a lot, and minds and shit. So you don't really get to, like, you don't get to know them too well. But it's still really good. You should totally watch it. Alright? I'm gonna go, so give this a big ol' like or big ol' dislike. And I'll see you guys next. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.